Hello everyone and welcome to Dungeon Keeper. This game, so much to describe. This is childhood memories right here. My brother and I used to play this game all the time. So, I said, you know what, why not play it for the channel?
Eversmile. Set in the realm of joy, the people of Eversmile are plagued only by aching facial muscles, and not anthrax as we had hoped. Eversmile is a disgusting land of good humor and polite frivolity.
Alright, let's get started. So as of right now, this is just... Alright, so as of right now, this is just like training or the tutorial, just to showing you how to play the game. But this game is a one of a kind. This game will never get old. This game will always have a place in my heart. Just kind of lower the volume. But words cannot even describe of this game. Seriously.
Into a new area.
So right now these are imps. Your little workers. They're minding some gold, so you could build rooms. This is the treasury, which obviously store gold. So now we have the lair. And this is where your creatures rest.
Has been claimed.
Alright, we have the Firefly. Or just the Fly. Firefly's in Dungeon Keeper 2. Now this is the hatchery, which is where your minions eat chickens. also have some beetles now. Fun, fun. So as I was saying, my brother and I used to play this game all the time. This game came out in 1997, and I still remember playing this game. I mean, I'm obviously not that young. I was born in 94, but when I got older, and it's just such a fun game. Such a fun game. Pretty much, you build your own dungeon, and you're the bad guys. Speaking of the bad guys, here come the good guys. Alright, so this says, intruders approach. They see gaps in your fortifications in order to gain entry into your dungeon. A white trail on the map indicates their progress. Click the icon at the top of the control panel to see the bigger map, so which is this. So they're pretty much going to go around my dungeon until they pretty much reach here to get into my dungeon, because your walls, when they're fortified, they can't break it. Now in Dungeon Keeper 2 you can actually break the walls. It just takes a while for your imps to mine it out, but in this one they're like, nope. Which is good, because it does help you in a few missions later down in the road. But yeah, my brother and I would play this game, and it just never gets old. The references that you come up with this game is just great. And they actually made kind of a similar game to this.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are falling in battle.
There goes a fly. But they made a similar game to this that's called War for the Overworld, which I will be playing on the channel when I beat Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2. It's exactly the same as this game, and I'm pretty sure not this guy who talks, but the guy when you do the missions.
The Lord of the Land approaches.
And
Back into the shadows, Keeper. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
and in Dungeon Keeper 2, I'm pretty sure he plays in War of the Overworld. Like,
Creatures are falling in battle.
it sounds pretty much like him. But this is the Lord of the Land, and that's like your main goal is to kill him unless you play another rival,
Falling in battle.
which again I'll show you later down the road. But yeah, I will be playing both Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2 and War for the Overworld once I beat these two games.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
I'm waiting for him to come. I could have just dug out the wall, but this is more entertaining.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are under attack. Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
And then we press spacebar and move on to the next mission. place 9th. If I could spell. Alright, now we go here.
Coziton, a hideous sham of a town, in which the prosperous citizens have no gripes or moans. Sadly, even the children are happy and secure. This is because they aren't punished for non-existent crimes.
That guy who was just talking, that's who I was talking about. I want to say he does the voice in War of the Overworld, because it sounds very similar to him. Alright. So now, we're gonna dig. Whoops.
You must build a treasure to store gold.
Whoops. Wow, okay. Money. All right. And I know if my brother watches this, he's gonna be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Because obviously everyone plays different, so I'm gonna do things that he doesn't do, and will probably upset him, but he'll probably just laugh at it too, because, you know, why not? Make a few rooms. And then this one is you get to possess your creature, so you can actually be which is always fun. I mean, build the hatchery. Claiming the portal.
An entrance has been claimed. You need a bigger treasure room.
Alright, and now I can build a training room. And a training room is exactly what it sounds like. You train your creatures to get a higher level. And the max level is 10. I believe. Yeah. So you drop creatures in there, or depending on like the specific creature, like for example warlocks, they go to the library. I could have just built it here. Some creatures love to train, so they'll immediately go into the training room. Okay, so that says the training room attracts ever more furious creatures, such as the demon spawn. Build it and they will come. And sure enough, there they are. The demon spawn.
You need a bigger treasure home.
I know, I'm getting there. Let's see. Okay, so you can train creatures more rapidly by slapping them as they work out in the training room. So like, now they're gonna see how fast he's moving. But if you slap them too much, they do get angry. Oh, look at all this gold. I need a bigger. Excuse me. Now gold is pretty much used for everything, so training creatures is going to cost them gold. Oh, look, level 2 already. So that's why you really want to keep a...
Bigger treasure home.
I'm getting there. Keep a good amount of gold. Now there are some levels where the gold, like the gold mine, it doesn't run out, which is good. In some levels, you just run out of gold.
Creatures need a bigger net. Creatures need a bigger net.
I'm getting there. Build the hatchery a little bit bigger. Then let's go mine this gold. And I made the training room bigger. That way, if more people want to go and train, they can. So like all these, like the flies and the beetles, why are they just sitting there?
You need a bigger training room. You
That's
need a
why.
bigger treasure home.
No. Alright, so heroes are already on their way. Make sure your creatures are well trained and ready for the attack. The heroes you will face in this realm are tougher than those you met beneath. Is it Brano? I don't know. The lettering is weird, but we'll go with that. That's okay, because I have level... level 3s. Whatnot, so I'm okay if they break into my dungeon because I'll take them on. Let's see, the treasure...
You need a bigger treasure home.
Yeah. Where are they going? Oh, they're going over here.
It is payday.
Hmm? simple as that?
You've traveled into a new area.
Oh, would you look at that? Another treasure room.
You need a bigger treasure room. You have taken control of a new room. Your creatures are under attack.
Oh, Jesus.
Your minions are winning a battle. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Oh, here comes more. Go ahead.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are falling in battle.
Must be the flies.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. You need a bigger treasure room.
Alright, here they come.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Your minions are winning a battle. Beware, the Lord of the Land approaches.
We come to rid the world of your evil.
Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
Alright. Another realm conquered. Sweet. I think I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to end the episode. Alright, now I'm placed 5th.
Water Dream North. A region of pointless frolicking and endless pleasure. No one here understands the true meaning of suffering and random shocking violence meted out arbitrarily.
All right. I'll have them
The
mine.
treasure room to store gold.
Yeah. It reminds you of that every time. I think this is one of my favorite songs from this game.
bigger treasure room. A bigger treasure room.
All right. So, now it's time to build a library. So obviously this game has a little bit of inspiration on me. So in one of my stories long ago, I did put kind of like this setting into the story, but then I kind of like trashed that book, so it's no longer in there. But I did want to, which I may still do, I'm depending, I don't know, is to, it's not what I wanted. Is to actually make a full book about this game. Well, not about this game, but like similar, like a similar story to it, but like I don't know how to explain it, to be honest with you. There's our warlock. So here was a training room filled with 2 skeletons. So I have them right here.
A new spell has been researched. There is nothing left to research.
Speed up monster spell, always fun. But this game is like interesting because you never really think of a concept of having like the bad guys, like play as the bad guys, which I always find interesting. Like I've always wanted to write a story where like the bad guys win, and I want to actually make I wanted to make a video about that too, about how the good people, the protagonist and the antagonist, like what side is right, you know, because obviously they're looking at it from different points of view, and you know, the protagonist is like, okay, well my side's right, but the antagonist is like, no, my side's right. So that's also going to be in the works one day. But it's just interesting because like you never really see the bad guys win. It's always like the good guys, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like it should be different outcome. But like you really have to have a good story, I feel, to like have the good guys win. Like, in my example, I would say like The Legend of Korra would be a good example. Because in pretty much all seasons, you had, well, in season 1, you had Korra being this confident avatar that, you know, she's really powerful and stuff. But then throughout the season, like, you see her, I don't want to say her will break, but you see her become less, not even powerful, but like, I guess you could say you see her devolve into something that you don't see in books or movies, because throughout the seasons, like almost all the time, it's like she loses, and then like she gains strength and defeats the bad people, the bad guys. Like, for example, when, like in season 1, when Amon took her bending away, like you think right then and there, oh, it's over now, like he won. Or even when Zahir poisoned her, and how that poison took effect in season 4 as well. Like, that's interesting. So, like, what I feel is if you want, like, a good story, is to have your main character or the good guys go through something very drastic. And, like, where they almost given up hope, where they think, like, we can't do this, why are we trying? Sort of stuff. Knowing that the enemy has a foothold on completing their missions, like completing their goals, like taking over the world. They conquered half the world already. You know? So I feel like to have a really good story and keep people interested is to have a good point, not a good point, like a good, I lost my train of thought. Is to have, so point being is have really drastic changes throughout the character throughout the story. I feel like that would be fun. So, going back to this game, it's like, you don't really see the bad guy's perspective. But here, you're playing as the bad guy. You're playing as the evil people. And it's either you win or you lose. And I feel like there's not many games, stories, movies that actually do that, to take it from the bad guy's perspective and how they were raised and how they were brought up. They just think, oh, well, you know, this guy wants to take over the world. You know, or they want to defeat this guy because he's protecting them. But, like, you know, it'd be really interesting to see, like, a really good bad character and then, like, their background of why they became that way. You know, usually people, like, the story is their parents died, or their father killed their mother, their siblings betrayed them, something like that. And having it very drastic, like, having someone being very close to you and then betray you like that, that's, one, that's heartbreaking, and two, like, that can change your life forever. That's like being in a relationship for 10 years, and then all of a sudden, it's done. Like, your boyfriend or girlfriend just died. Or they went missing. Well, not really. If that even makes sense. So yeah, I guess you could say that this game really draws inspiration to me too, along with the other few games that I've mentioned. This is it.
Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
All right. Let's just type this in. Alright, so I think I'm gonna leave that video here. I hope you all enjoyed this video and a good flashback to the past. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. If you want to subscribe to see more videos, do that. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day and be the best you can be, and I will be seeing you later on. Bye!